Hello, welcome back to another video on astrology. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the effects of the moon if it happens to be in your second house. I'll be referring to Bhrigu Sutram, which has been translated by Dr G S Kapoor, and I'll be referring to this book. If you want to buy this book online, you can always get it from Ranjan Publications. So whenever I use the positions of planets in any of my videos, I'm actually referring only to the Bhava chart or the Chalit chart. In case you have not been introduced to the concepts of the Bhava chart, please refer to my earlier videos. And in case you want to cast your Bhava chart using a computer software, then the best one available right now is Jagannatha Hora, and with a click of a button you can cast your Bhava chart. This does not mean that you can do away with the Rashi chart, because it is from the Rashi chart that you can actually know whether the moon in your horoscope is exalted or debilitated, or is it in its Mula Trikona, in its own sign, is it afflicted by malefics, which are the planets that are aspecting the moon. All this is to be known only from the Rashi chart. So let's move on to the green board and discuss the effects of the moon as seen in your horoscope. In this lesson, we are going to discuss the effects of the moon if it happens to be in your second house. But before going into that, let me tell you that there are actually 12 possibilities, 12 different ways you may have the moon in the second house. The first one is given already, where the ascendant is Aries and the moon is in Taurus. This is one possibility. As you keep shifting the ascendant to the next sign, you get a new situation, and even in this case the moon is in the second house, but there is a big difference because the moon occupies the sign of Mercury and is not exalted as it was in the previous example. Similarly, this is another situation where the ascendant is Gemini or Mithuna Lagna, and then you have the moon in Karkataka Rashi or Cancer sign, and you also know that moon owns this house. It must be quite obvious to students of astrology that each time you can't get the same result because the moon isn't in the same place. So you should always consider that. So we will leave the moon here because moon likes to be here because it is his own sign. The text starts with Shobhanvaan, which means handsome in appearance, and Bahu-Pratapi, full of glory, splendorous, and Dhanvaan, wealthy, and Alpa-Santhoshi, easily satisfied, content. And then Sage Bhrigu says, Ashta-Dasha-Varshey, Raja-Dwarena, Senadhipathya yogaha. The translation reads like this, as written by Dr G S Kapoor. In his 18th year, the person will be appointed as the commander-in-chief by the king. And he also adds that this may also mean that he gets a distinguished professional achievement by the favor of the king. The king can be the government, so many people who are getting into professional degrees may get a big opening during the 18th year if the moon is in the second house. You can't use these lines verbatim because you don't see anyone getting appointed as the commander-in-chief when the person is just 18 years old. For a person who finally makes it as the commander-in-chief, if you look back in his past, you might find that he actually joined the academy when he was just 18 years old. Another problem we face in this kind of reading is that if you think that this has to be applied verbatim, look at this from another point of view. 1/12 of the world's population will have the moon in the second house, so all of them should become the commander-in-chief. So that's not possible. Then Sage Bhrigu says, Papayute Vidyahinaha. So now he's using the conditions apply, and therefore let's do an example. Saturn is a natural malefic, and we are bringing Saturn into the same place where the moon is. And this is what is known as an affliction by a malefic. If you want to know the degree of affliction, then you'll have to look into the degrees of planets Now, where is the moon and where is Saturn? If Saturn is just over the moon, exactly at the same point, this is called 100% conjunction, and therefore this person will have a great deal. There would be lot many obstacles in his education, and most probably this person is going to be uneducated. But if you look into the degrees and find that they are not together, and as the gap widens, you find this problem decreasing. So it is very important that if you are reading a rule like this, you will have to give a lot of importance to how close the conjunction is. So let's take back Saturn. If the moon is in conjunction with benefic, Shubhayute, Bahu-Vidya, Dhanvaan. Here is saying if Jupiter is here with the moon, then this is just the opposite, as you can easily guess. So then this person will be educated and will be also wealthy. Ekenaiva Purna Chandrena Sampurna Dhanvaan. This is the meaning of this is if the moon is alone in the second house, and if this moon is full, which is full moon, or is very strong in some other way. So I already placed the sun here. So this is a situation of a full moon. So here Sage Bhrigu says the person will be very wealthy. Sampurna is full. Sampurna Dhanvaan, and then says Aneka Vidyavan, which the translator says is highly educated, but Aneka means many. So whenever you have some doubts like this, you can always go to this website, spokensanskrit.de, which is a site that I use to know if the translator has always done it properly, or is there any other meaning. So if you look at this, you will find Aneka means more than one, not one, several, much. So the actual meaning is that this person has many degrees, many qualifications, many educational qualifications. We have come to the end of this video. In case you have any doubts, please type them out in the comment section, and whenever I find the time, I'll answer them for you. See you soon in my next video.